All right. Hey, 10th grade, I'm here again with one of our former students, Rebecca Malek. She graduated from Penn Hills in the year of,
I am class of 2018.
so not long ago. Rebecca was with us. I remember them well fondly. I was with that class at Linton for 4 years, and then I had that class at the high school as well. So I knew that class probably the best I've known any class because it was about 8 years since you guys started at like 10 for the ones that I grabbed in fifth grade. Rebecca has moved on to college and she's graduated and has now moved on to post college. And we kind of want to talk about with Rebecca how she made that choice that she wanted to go to college, what college, how did she make the choice of what college she wanted to go to. So if you want to kind of expand on that a little bit.
Yeah, so my senior year was a time where I really just didn't know completely like what I wanted to do. I knew that I wanted to go to college because I had been bouncing back and forth between several different career options throughout my time in high school, and all of them kind of required a bachelor's degree. And so I decided to tour a lot of different colleges, starting honestly in about 10th grade. I started going to different schools' events. There are lots and lots of events. They really want to see you guys in person, and I recommend going to do those things. This is just because you want to be able to see yourself on whatever campus you end up on. Sometimes you'll look online or you'll see videos and you think like, oh, I'll go there. But nothing really beats the experience of like being there in person and seeing the campus and feeling what it would be like to be a student. And so that's what I did. And eventually I went and toured the Penn State main campus in State College, Pennsylvania. And I loved it. I could see myself there. I loved the outdoor space, but there were also tons and tons of students. And so I felt like a big school was right for me. I really enjoyed the resources that were going to be available to me at a larger university. And so that's how I made my choice. I could really see myself there. I knew that I would benefit from some of the opportunities that Penn State had to offer. And so I applied and yeah.
And I'm glad you brought that up because I talked to my students about visiting, and it happened with my kids. It happens with all of you guys. I say like people stress about where to go. I said you'll know when you get there. You'll find out. And as we were talking earlier, like you found something that kind of represented you and that you felt comfortable in. And that comes whether it's a big school, rural school, city school, private or public. That'll go to vocational schools, careers, if that's what you're going into. So I appreciate that because that's a huge factor is visitation because you're going to be living there. Not only you're a student finding what major fits you, but you're going to be a resident of that place for 4 to 5 years. So that's important. So Rebecca was very successful. I think you was a poli sci major and kind of moved into another major. I think you were talking about communications, and law was always an interest. So, how did you go about finding what law school you wanted to go to at Penn State? And then, when you complete that, expound a little bit of where you went and how you're processing what kind of law you want to go into post graduation.
Yeah, so like you said, I started at Penn State as a poli sci major, and with that, you are around a lot of students who just naturally want to go to law school. And I met with a pre-law advisor at Penn State because you really want to be able to connect with people who are experienced with sending into people into the field that you want to go into or meeting with people that are in that field. So that would be like attorneys in my case. And then I ended up actually switching my major because I realized like you don't have to major in anything specific to be a lawyer, which was great for me. And so I did a lot of exploration in college as far as figuring out like what college I wanted to, or what law school I wanted to go to eventually, what type of law I might be interested in, because some of those factors matter when you pick a law school. And so I, did a lot of research. This was during COVID, so I could not, unfortunately, go visit a lot of the law schools I wanted to. So I had to get a little creative. And I knew that I really liked. I thought about my hobbies. So hobbies are important because you want to love the work that you do. And so I really love like movies. I'm fascinated by kind of that behind the scenes Hollywood type thing. And so thought like, okay, there's law there. And so I looked at law schools that have a focus on entertainment law and intellectual property, which are things that you might hear if you're considering law. and I found Cardozo Law. I met them at a career fair at Penn State, and I was able to, yeah, just look at their programs and feel like I could benefit from them. So coming here, I still am not totally sure what exactly type of law I want to do. I mentioned this earlier to Mr. Darcy, but I worked in the government. Briefly in college, I did an internship and then I was part-time with them. And during my time in the government, I really loved that work with the federal government. So I thought, okay, I loved that. I could go back into doing that. I could do public interest law. It's really a lot about talking to people that are out in the field already. There are so many lawyers and attorneys, as I'm sure you know,
Hmm.
and just talking to them, seeing if they love their work, what type of work they do, what steps they took to get there. Because some people may go college to working for 4 years to law school, or some of them may go all the way through and do this internship or that internship. It's all about talking to people and doing your research.
Oh, that's awesome. I mean, Rebecca's now Cardozo. It's middle New York City, so she's getting to see this world. And as you state, there's a world outside of Penn Hills, and I always want to tell these kids, go see it. Go see it when you're young, whether it's through college, whether it's through travel, however you go see it. Education, however you get it, is important, in whatever direction you go into your field. So you make Penn Hills proud. You've done very well. We miss you guys, and we're, again, just so proud of you, Rebecca, and a lot of people in your class. I keep track of you guys, and you're all just doing really well in all different directions and fields, and it's really exciting.
Thank you so much. Yeah, definitely recommend what Mr. Darcy says. Explore the world. There's so much out there and so many educational opportunities. Don't think that just like high school, I know it goes really fast and it's confusing and all those things, but your foundation is kind of at this point in your life. So don't stress about knowing exactly what you want to do. Just like enjoy the educational aspect, build some motivation and excitement because there's just so much out there, whether it's higher education or it's a career right after high school. There are so many opportunities, and really getting out into the world and seeing different cultures and meeting different people will really help you for the rest of your life.
So well said, Rebecca. Thank you so much. You take care of yourself, and we hope to see you soon, and you can come see us anytime. Love to have
I
you.
will.
Thank you.